Hey guys, welcome back to the second episode of To Build a Channel by Jesse Ford. That's me. And I stayed awake for 37 hours straight. I didn't know that was even possible. I worked 45 hours on my last video. It was the finale of my Ryan Trahan kind of social hack type approach. I was trying to hack the trending surge of traffic with Ryan Trahan on his European Penny series, and I created 2 videos earlier in the week. They did pretty well, and then I tried to get a synopsis or like a finale type thing where I could cover the series as a whole and tried to get that out as fast as possible. It took me 45 hours. I thought it would be fun to just see how many hours I could put in on a video. And I need to preface the 45 hours, like I was grinding as hard as I knew how for those 45 hours that I worked from like Friday morning till like Monday morning, actually Monday evening at like 7 p.m. But like someone could probably be like super efficient and effective in their editing. Like they're way more systematized than I am. And so they might be able to pull the same video off that I did in like 15 hours. So it's kind of relative to your speed of work and your leverage of work, the amount of leverage that you get per unit of time. And so, but anyway, worked 45 hours on this video, and I am in my opinion, it was the best video I have made to date. Now, I have not made hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of videos. I actually am not sure how many videos I've made, but it's not a ton. But this is by far the best video, in my opinion. Like, I didn't cut a single corner because here was my mentality. It's kind of stupid to think about it like this, but I was so delusional, like just radically believing. I'm working through a balance between believing that my life is completely different on the other side of one single video. And I had that unlock this week. Like, if you operate, when you believe that like you're only one moment away from a completely different life, the way you carry yourself and the way that you act, it changes. Like, you can't help it. And so like, I really thought that if I put everything I know how to do into this video, this thing is going to go stupid viral. All my life's going to be changed. I had that belief, and I'm like, okay, cool. And because of that, I ended up working harder and longer on this video. I was more meticulous about every single detail. And I got so much better through the process of making this video, I think. So yeah, it caused me to work at a level I've never seen before. And we might have covered this in the last episode, but like, I've started to have a different relationship with hard things in my life. Like, when something's hard, I've been recently, over the past couple weeks, just like taking a breath to identify the situation that I'm in whenever I'm in like a hard situation, whether physically, mentally, spiritually, and I just reframe it to, okay, this is the new norm, and I kind of reset the bar on this is what hard looks like. And then everything prior to this was just easy. And that has helped me a lot. I don't think it's the end all be all for everyone, but for me, it's been really awesome. So once again, I reset the bar. I had no idea a human being could actually go for 37 hours in any capacity, whether they're just hanging out or like actually hard working. But yeah, did 37 hours straight to finish up this video. And I was so driven because I really believed that this video was going to change my life. And I knew I needed to get it out in a timely manner because Ryan was trending, you know, and his series ended like on Friday. And the video wasn't posted until Monday evening at 10 p.m., you know, so not ideal. But I knew the sooner I get it out, the better. So, yeah, that was the most proud video I've ever made, and it got 200 views. We are coming up, let's see, it's 6:27 right now, so in about 4 hours, so we're 20 hours into the video being posted, and I am pretty confident that 10 p.m. at night is not the perfect time to post a video. But I was just, like I just said, just trying to get it out in a timely manner. So yeah, I got 200 views so far, and I even started to go into it right now, but I'm identifying, I'm definitely disappointed, like no doubt, but we're going to dive into that. But I already feel like, I don't know what the bias is called. I think there's like an official term for it, but I recognize in me the bias to blame the circumstances, like the timing, and how I didn't get it out in time for it to go viral and stuff. And that's the reason why this video is unpopular, is because I didn't post it fast enough. And maybe that has a factor to it, but I'm warring against that, because if you think about YouTube in the terms of decades, not 28-day periods or the first 24-hour period, good content lives. Bad content doesn't, right? And I think we can all identify or agree, you know, that sounds pretty standard. So yeah, I'm just trying to not blame the circumstances and be like, no, this video sucked. It wasn't good enough. Even though I put everything I had into it, I left it all on the table, and I'm extremely proud of it. I posted 200 views, which 200 views is amazing. Like but when you believe that the video is going to change your life, you know, you can't help but feel a little disappointed. But I'm like not pouting about it. I'm just like trying to use that energy and pour it into my next project, right? Like, okay, let's stack another rep on top of it, you know? And I've also identified that, actually, it was just a very eye-opening experience for me to go through all that, post it, and for it to not take off like I thought it was going to. And I even had the thought, I was like, oh gosh, man, like I gained 18,000 subscribers on a Jesse Ford channel. Excuse me. On a Jesse Ford channel that, you know, was posting challenge-based videos, and now you're doing these YouTube breakdowns, and it's like a different style of content, it's a different format, and it's a different value prop, and your current existing audience doesn't care about it, and you're never going to catch traction, and so maybe you should create a new channel. And I was thinking about that all day, and I was like, why do I want to create a new channel to host this content when I should just be creating valuable content, and people will know me by the value that I bring to the marketplace? And I realized it was because I wasn't getting the dopamine hits from those green arrows and the 1 out of 10s in the YouTube studio. They're just not there right now. And I was like, if I created a new channel and I posted these videos, I would get green arrows everywhere because I would have 0 subscribers, 0 views, 0 audience. And so any increase at all would be like, oh, look at all this traction that you're getting. Whereas right now, like the video's at an 8 out of 10, you know? And so, I don't know. Which is funny, and that sentence is funny as in itself because it's comparing my video and how it's doing compared to, I've only posted 2 other videos with this new format, so it's not even relative to the other videos because it was a completely different value proposition. But because they were challenge-based videos. But whatever. All right, you get the idea. I recognized in myself that there's an old mentality was to chase views at all costs. And I still feel that, like, deep inside me. I still feel that pull. And I really want to get away from that and just focus on the value that I am providing to the marketplace. And so I thought about, like, okay, how do I get away from that mentality to just chase views? And I came out, like, my first thought was like, well, I could delete YouTube Studio off my phone. And then, with my computer, I just don't check the analytics on my most recent video that I post for a whole week, just 7 days. That way, no matter how many views or comments or whatever I get on the video, it won't change my relationship with the work, And I think that is important, not to change your relationship with your work based on the validation of others. You need to be completely, it's hard to navigate that on YouTube because YouTube is a social platform, where you can see all the analytics live. Like, everyone gets to see that my recent video only has 200 views, but I don't think I'm going to run away and delete YouTube Studio and run away from the analytics for 7 days. And here's why. It's because I think instead of running away, I would rather, through reps and volume, I would rather try to just improve my relationship with the analytics. And, like, I remember I was listening to a podcast with Jimmy, and he mentioned that, like, used to, he would be crushed when a YouTube video didn't do well. And now he's very, like, just matter of fact about it. And I think just through sheer volume, he got to that place. He didn't get to that place by not confronting the issues, So, we're going to continue to improve my relationship with it through sheer volume. This was a cold, hard wake up today. Just for me to recommit to the long game, right? And I touched on that earlier, like, just thinking about it in terms of decades. But also, I just realized that, like, okay, it is really good for me to believe that my life could be completely different on the other side of a conversation, on the other side of a video that I post. But I am not lucky at the same time. I am not lucky. And so the only way that I will win is volume negates luck. I stole that from Alex Hormozy, and I love it. Like, volume negates luck. And so what I'm going to end up doing is just absolutely crushing anyone else that is in this game by sheer volume. And those are really pompous words. It's very, like, okay, talk the talk, but can you walk the walk? And so there's, like, a couple things I already recognize that, like, I just did once instead of iterating in my creative process. Like, one of the things that I noticed, like, obviously, I believe thumbnails and packaging is extremely important to the videos. And so I adopted pretty early on to create multiple versions and iterations of the packaging when I'm, like, going through the ideation phase. But I noticed, hindsight right now, that, like, okay, I went through the script. I did my research, very meticulous research through Ryan's series. And then I compiled all the research into a script once, like, threw in some hooks, rehooks, and just wrote it all once, sat down and recorded it in one take. And I didn't even think to, like, iterate on the script at all. And so, like, I know I can definitely improve my writing. And so, like, that's a major thing that I'm looking forward to improving. So, but yeah, like, as far as, like, the volume of iterations, I'm like, okay, if people recommend I create 3 thumbnails, maybe I should create 6. Because even if the other 3 aren't better, than the first 3 that I make, I still do 6 reps, whereas other people would be doing 3. And yes, it'll take more time, but I think I will get more improvement per rep, per video creation. I will just get more chances to be better. And so I'll improve my improvement steps, faster. So, I got a couple of the notes. Let's see the answers. Yeah. And I wrote the answer is not to create a new channel or anything like that. It's the answer is to sit down, shut up, and make 100 videos. I heard Jimmy on a podcast or maybe a year ago or something like that. He's like, make 100 videos before you even talk about getting views. And he said it so matter of fact. He's like, dude, your videos aren't good. Even if you think they are. He's like, I thought my videos were good. They weren't good. Make 100 videos. In the 101st video, then we'll start talking about how you get views, because that's what it takes to start just getting good at this, So, yeah, so a list of improvements, iterations on writing, research, multiple thumbnails. Oh, something else, another improvement that I was thinking about. I heard Alex Hormozi talk about how many iterations he went through with his $100 million leads book that he has been writing for a year and a half. And he said one of the iterations, once he got everything down, was to go through it and change all the language to a 3rd grade reading level. And I thought that was so interesting. And he's talking about high level business strategies, and he wants it to be accessible to the masses. And one of the ways you do that is use common language. And I feel like that's so powerful. And so I think at least the way I write right now, I'm not very good at it, but I do notice that I put a lot of long tail words and run-on sentences and stuff like that. And I really need to one of those iterations on the script, to look back and be okay, all these things I can definitely make. How can I say the same thing more simple, So that's a way I'm going to try to improve on my next video. I had this thought today. If you don't know what a blue ocean and red ocean are, blue ocean is basically a red ocean is, as far as business and niches and content and all that, the difference between a blue ocean and red ocean is this. Red ocean is red because there's a lot of sharks in the water. And they're there's a lot of blood in the water and there's a lot of sharks eating in that area. And if you're in a blue ocean, that means there's not a lot of competition out there. So, my goal isn't to monetize on up and coming YouTubers. My goal is to monetize and feed my family through some kind of retainer / consulting role, in any capacity, channel wide, specific videos. I just want to work with winners, right? And in order to do that, I have to prove to them that I am a winner and I am worth collaborating with. And to do that, I have to provide value to the masses to prove that I can make valuable content to the marketplace. And so I had this thought. I was like, okay, YouTube advice is an extremely red ocean niche. But I want to be in this niche because this is what I'm positioning myself as, a YouTube retention storytelling expert. And I think I have to come up with I did this before where I would post one video, it didn't pop, and then I'd jump around. I don't want to do that. I want to give my content formats time to work and do multiple reps before I pivot or something like that. But I did have the thought today I got to somehow come up with a blue ocean value proposition. Do something different in this crowded niche to make myself stand out and be different, because that's where the top creators rest. Ryan has the Penny series. Eric, is recreating TV shows right now. Jimmy's doing absolutely crazy videos, things people have never seen on the internet before. The top creators stand out because they're different. And so YouTube advice, is a crowded niche, but I know there's some formats out there that I need to like brainstorm around and like figure out new ways to stand out. Like Ed from Film Booth, incredible storyteller. He was doing things when he was posting consistently on his channel, Film Booth, that I'd never seen any other YouTube advice content creator, do, like live action acting, illustrating his points and stuff. Okay, this is 21 minutes long, so I should probably wrap this up. But 2 more things. One massive lesson for any YouTubers out there that are listening to it. If you're not a YouTuber, I don't know why you wouldn't be listening to this. Maybe my kids when I'm like old and this is on the internet and they can like look back to see what their dad was thinking about. But other than that, you're probably a YouTuber. Massive lesson that I picked up, not because, not intentionally, it was unintentional, but I realized I had to go to work, at like 2 a.m. to go clock into my, like job, right, that I pay the bills with right now. And so I had to step away from the video. So I exported it where it was at, put it on my phone so that I could watch it during lunch break. And so, but from the time that I exported the video and put it on my phone to the time that I watched it at lunch was like maybe 4 to 5 hours. And so I unintentionally like let the project breathe. And when I sat down at lunch and like watched it while I was eating, I popped open my notes and I started taking notes on all these little things that I noticed, like, okay, this is way too long. Hey, I need a sound effect here. I need a transition here. This was like not valuable like I thought it was. Like all these different things. I had like 25 like little nitpick notes that I came up with that I never saw because I was so engrossed in the video like when I was editing. So, massive lesson. Even though you're dying to post it, export it, and then let it sit. Set a timer, 4 hours minimum. Just let it sit. Don't watch it. Go do something else. I'm not an expert on this, so I don't know if you should like do other work or you should just like go play, eat, work out, whatever. After 4 hours, come back, watch it, and be like, okay, I am fully prepared to completely change this video. Let's see what I got, and then take notes on everything that you notice, everything that pops out to you, because those are the little things that take it from like the difference between, okay, I'm sorry, I keep going, but the difference between first place and second place in an Olympic race is like 0.00 like 5 seconds, right? It's like so tiny, but the amount of work and effort that the first place guy has to do like over 4 years before the Olympic Games is like so much work just to get that little bit extra in the final race. And that's what it kind of feels like to me. Like when you let it breathe and then you come back with all those notes, that you're putting extra work in, you're putting in more reps than the other person. And you're kind of competing against yourself, right? But you're competing against everyone else on YouTube for people's attention. And those like little things are going to be the things that you save percentage points on your retention. And that could cause the video, the difference between like 1,000 views and 100,000 views. I'm believing that. And so massive lesson, let it breathe. And this week, I just want to wrap this up with, a little bit deeper thought, but the commentary, I was reading a commentary this week over a passage in Psalms, and I actually don't remember what the passage was, but it had to do with like the simple-minded man. And the commentary said, all of us are ignorant in many things, but the simple-minded people are ignorant of their ignorance and are unwilling to learn. And I loved that because I was like, okay, I do not want to be ignorant of my ignorance. I want to know that I'm ignorant. And when I do that, I realize I have a gap in my learning, and then I can seek out knowledge and wisdom and apply that and change my life. And so I heard Alex Hormozi define intelligence as the speed at which one learns. And if someone's able to learn quickly, they are intelligent. And if they aren't able to learn quickly, they are not as intelligent. So I just wanted to be a man that learns from his reps quickly. I want to be intelligent, and I don't want to be ignorant of my ignorance. And if you're listening to this, you are probably not ignorant of your ignorance either, because you are seeking out and looking for a community and people to learn alongside with in this YouTube game. So I wish you the best, my friend. I can't believe that people are actually listening to this. It's so fun. I hope there's some nuggets in here for this. Otherwise, this is just a time capsule, and I appreciate you guys. And I have no upload schedule, so don't expect anything with this. But I think from now on, I will probably be recording my thoughts at the same moment as when I post a video. So whenever you see a new video on the main channel and you're driving home from work or something like that, you want to hang out, there should be a new episode on here as well. That's what I'm going to try and stick with. So anyway, wow, 27 minutes. Gee whiz. Have a great day, guys.